Hi everybody, Leah here with your weekly card reading starting Monday the 23rd of October 2023. So we are almost finished with this month of success and abundance. So if there are still changes you are needing to make, if there's things you wanted to do but you haven't done yet, then it's time to really get stuck into that. Cards flying out for you. Okay, so according to the daily cards this week, this could be quite an emotional week for some of you, for people watching this, that things from the past are coming up, or you're just starting to recognize that there are changes you want in your life, and the only way that you can really fully have those is if you completely work through and let go of the past. And so, but by the end of the week, you know, the whole thing has shifted. You're really moving into this much happier space over the weekend. So for the weekly reading, you've got the Knight of Michael at the beginning of the week. And so this is asking you to make those changes quickly. I didn't get the sense in the daily cards that this had to be a quick process, but it does feel like it needs to be an efficient one. It's important, you have to do it. And it's almost this sense of, you know, this is just, you've been carrying this around for so long, it really is just time to get it done. And so I feel like that's where this quick movement comes in here, that it's just like, yes, let's do this. Like, let's finally let go of these things. So you're being asked to really look at the emotional side, but look at it logically as well. Really bring that sort of common sense into it so that you're not completely being sort of swept away in your emotions, but you're able to look at it from this other perspective of, okay, you know, I can see how it came about, or, you know, I might not be able to see how it came about. I can see some benefits from it. You might not be able to see any benefits from it, but you're kind of just processing that logically, and through that, then your emotions will follow. Now you have the card of love here and you have the strength card. This can be a difficult time. It can be difficult to process that old stuff. It can be difficult to let it go. And so this could be letting go of people, you know, people who are important to you and that you love, but they're not good for you, or they're not healthy for you, or you're just not on that same track, you know, that life path anymore. And so it's really finding that inner strength to really support yourself to be able to make these changes you know you need to make. That doesn't mean that they're easy and always a really happy change, but do it with love, really, and most importantly, love yourself. If you can love the people in your life like there is absolutely no tomorrow, and you still will not be able to save them if that's where some of you are at, or get them to love you that much back. You know, it's not the way life works a lot of the time. So really loving yourself. What is most important to you? Are these relationships, jobs, you know, lifestyles, habits, are they supporting you to love yourself, to live your best life? If they're not, then look at how you can change those, because that change is really, really needed right now. So in the middle of the week, we have the Nine of Ariel and the Spirituality card and Eight of Air. So this is a bit of a mix, and this was the same in the daily cards. It was like, you know, processing that stuff. Yep, we're on to this new beginning. No, we're back processing again. Yep, we're letting stuff go. And so I feel like that's the same. The middle of the week here, we have cards that are talking about being too scared to take action, to move on, feeling like you're trapped, you're stuck in something. And yet the Nine of Ariel is this, you know, dreams coming true. It's your hard work is paying off. So I feel like this could be for different people. So for some of you, it might be that the middle of the week, you're finally starting to see that change. Life's feeling better. You're moving forward. You're feeling good. For others, it could be that you aren't quite there yet. You're still struggling to move through this, to work through it, to let it go. For some of you, this could be both. From one second to the next, you might just change. You might be like, oh my goodness, like I'm never ever going to be able to, you know, make these changes. and then you go, no, I'll do the work. I get positives like, right, I'm good, I'm on track. And then something is said or something happens, you're like straight back down there again. And so it could just be this a bit of an emotional roller coaster for you midweek. Now, I think with the spirituality card there, I think it is a reminder to really embrace that faith in divine source and allow that to guide you and help you through. If you knew without a doubt you were being guided, you were being protected, supported, you were looked after, then you would make these changes so easily. But quite often it's that fear of the unknown that keeps us stuck and stops us from doing what we need to do. So really focus on that connection to divine source, to your own intuition, to that wisdom that you have in you, that innate knowing, and that will guide you and lead you to success. So at the end of the week, we have the King of Michael, we have the Seven of Fire, and we have the Spiritual Partnership and Completion cards have come out here. It really does feel like you're stepping up a level. By the end of the week, you are recognizing your worth, you are recognizing your value, what you bring to the world, and that some of these things, while they've been in your life a long time, it's like, actually no, I give too much of myself to these situations or these people. I'm just not doing it anymore. That's it's just time to move on and do something different. And it really feels like you're coming into your own at the end of the weekend, and you're really finding your way forward with this. So I think you're finding your worth. You are really recognizing what you want and that you are deserving of it. Through this, though, you still stay in your integrity. You are a good person. You are a nice person. And it feels like throughout time, you've probably had people take advantage of that. And it might feel as though then when you put your boundaries in place and you stand up for yourself, you sort of become the mean one, or the one in the wrong. And you feel like you're defending yourself or your actions. And I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't even worry about it. If you need to defend yourself or explain yourself for looking after yourself and protecting and honoring your own boundaries, then you don't need those people in your life. Just let them go. They're no longer needed. So, and I know it sounds easier said than done, but sometimes you just need to go, you know what? No, I'm not taking on your stuff anymore. I deserve better. And it looks like you're going for that as we head into the end of the month. So with that completion card there, this tells me you are doing it. You're doing the work, you're processing it, you are going to let it go, and you're just shifting your vibration. And that creates this space for all of this good stuff that's been waiting for you, that you've just kind of been blocking by holding on to this stuff. You're allowing that in now. And so you're going to have some really nice changes coming through for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Gabriel, we have the Empress, and we have the Effort card. So challenges are going to come up. We know that, we've talked about that already. It's being respectful of those around you, even the people you need to get rid of, who you might hold on a lot of anger and resentment towards. You don't need to spray them with that. You don't even need to explain that to them. They're probably not going to get it. Quite often those people who are just, those sort of angry, negative people in your life, then when you call them out on it, they're really, really hurt. They don't see it. They don't recognize those traits in themselves. It's not your job to try and make them see it, because they're never going to. So this is just having that respect and understanding them. This is just how they are, but this is how you are and who you want to be. And those two things are no longer lining up. So really have patience with that, but allow yourself to move on from it. And if you do that, then we have the Empress. The Empress is creative, it's abundance, it's great things coming in. It's you standing in your own strength and power, and it's you creating this life that you want and taking care of yourself. So really, really beautiful and really in keeping with the end of the week. And then you have the Effort card. Most of this doesn't come easy. Most of it's not just this simple process of, yes, this happened and I'm over it and that's great, moving on. Usually that's not the way it works. If it does, fantastic. For the majority of you, that's not going to be it. It's going to be this up and down emotions. It's going to be really going deep and looking at stuff. And even if you're like, oh my God, I have dealt with this so many times in the past, there's still something there that needs to be addressed and let go of. Use your tapping, use your meditation, exercise, go out and walk, or go and do some boxing, or just something that helps you to shift that energy physically out of your body. But you are going to have to put in some work. If you want the success and the happiness and the joy and the new life that is coming at the end of it, you are going to have to put some work in to get there. So the cards from my healing cards this week, 2 came out. we have the seasons and the freedom card. So seasons is a reminder that everything just comes and goes. Everything is a process, it's a journey. It goes around in cycles. We have endings, we have new beginnings. That is just the way life goes. But through those changes, you are giving yourself some freedom. And this might be financial, it might be emotional, it might be physical, spiritual, whatever it is. These changes are going to help you to find that freedom in your life that you are needing. Now, the Angel Answers card I felt was interesting because it's not the right time. But I almost feel like to me, she's standing there, arms up. It's almost like, no, I'm done. And so I almost feel like it's that feeling of, no, I'm done. I'm respecting myself. I'm respecting my own boundaries. You're pushing away, and it might not be pushing away so much as just putting those things out of your vibrational field for a little while you process and you do the work and you work out at the end of that how you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to deal with these things. Because even though majority of this is a internal process, you still have to deal with the external effects and people that are also implicated in this. So I almost feel like this is just you going, no, stop. The world around me can just stop for a minute. I'm withdrawing myself from that. I'm taking the time that I need to work on myself, to process all of this. And then once I know where I'm at, then I will come back and I will let you all know where I'm at. So give yourself that time and space. It's really important. And then your essential oil for this week is hope. And so this is the oil of overcoming. It can really support you beautifully to work through these emotions, to work through the difficult times, the traumas and the hurts you've had in your past. And it just reminds you, you are not your story, you are not your pain, you are not your trauma. You can work through that to a degree. For some of you, you will overcome this completely. And even though you'll know that those things are in your past, they no longer affect your future. For others, you can get it to a point where you can work through life a bit better, a bit easier. You can let go of some of that burden. So not everything can just be completely done and gone, but you can get yourself to a point where you can kind of sit with that and it's not, ripping your heart out. It's not pulling your world apart. So it's going to be a process and it's not going to be an easy one for a lot of you. But if you do it, if you put that work in, you really will come out at the other end in an entirely different headspace and then have that ability for those happy new beginnings to come in. Now, the oil of hope, 100% of the proceeds of this go to doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation. So, and that foundation supports people in need in a variety of ways. So if you have an oil account, please get the Hope oil. Not only does it smell beautiful, but it really is helping the lives of people across the world. So I hope you have a fantastic week. Huge changes this week. I'll see you next week at the other end of it. Bye.